Hi, I've started doing some videos documenting my journey towards making an audiobook for the first time. Um, and my last video was about how to create a home recording studio when you really don't have anything. I'm recording from Kigali in Rwanda, which is my home. And here sometimes it's quite difficult to get hold of certain pieces of equipment. It's certainly impossible to soundproof a cupboard. And so I was exploring a few of these issues because I don't think I'm the only one having them. So that was my last video, how to create a recording studio with nothing, and I've put the link below if you want to check that out. But today is actually going to be a bit of a rant, and it's a rant that's been brewing for a really long time. I am going to explain why the world is so uneven when it comes to art and access to art, and why companies such as Adobe, who run Premiere Pro, who run Audition, and Amazon KDP, who theoretically can allow anybody to publish a book anywhere in the world, are actually creating an uneven playing field for artists, why they should be connecting the world and allowing people to share their art internationally, allowing anybody in any country to buy art and support artists in other countries. But you can't. It doesn't work practically like that. And some of their platforms ensure that artists in developing countries cannot get a foothold on the international market. And I'm actually just about to show you what I mean by that and why it irritates me to death, because it is completely unnecessary. Right, so we're starting out here with Adobe. Now, most people who home record fix most of their problems in Edit afterwards. But in order to do that, you need an editing software package. And there are some fantastic ones out there. I think the best known free software package is probably Audacity, and it is excellent. There's also Goldwave, and they can do pretty much what you want them to do or you need them to do. But the real leading light in the industry is probably Adobe Audition. But this is what happens if you want to go and buy a copy of Adobe Audition and you live in a developing country like Rwanda. So we come down here and we say, yes, please, I would like to buy a copy of Adobe Audition. And Adobe Audition is not cheap. You come down, annual plan is over $200 a year. So I'm willing to pay that to get a top quality product. And many people in developing countries are. If you have never watched Hans Rosling, go and have a look at his statistics. Most countries in the world now have an emerging middle class, who can afford to buy things and want to produce things to a certain standard. Okay, so if I put in an email address and continue to payments, and then I select the country that I live in, I have a little error. It quickly refreshes itself and tells me quite bluntly that I cannot directly purchase this product in my region. But if I want to, I can click through to local sellers in my area. Now, just to tell you, I won't show you who those are, but when I do that, I get two companies that I've never heard of before. And now I assume they're completely above board, I don't know, but I have never been to see them before. I'm currently in COVID-19 lockdown. There are no motos for me to hop into town and go and have a look for them. They're probably closed at the moment anyway. So I currently have no way of accessing that product, and I have no idea why. Okay, so the next one that I'm going to look at that I think is particularly unfair and a little bit nasty is PayPal. Now, really, PayPal is the means by which anybody in any country can receive money internationally. Now, we have a system here in Africa called mobile money. Now, I don't know, I assume that's taking off in the West as well, I'm not too sure. But mobile money allows people to transfer money from one phone to another phone. There are a lot of difficulties with this, and especially internationally, and for artists who want to set up a quick easy payment and sales system on their site. Really, still PayPal, which has been around for I think about 20 years now, is still the absolute leading tool for doing that. Now, as you can see, if you live in a Western country like the United States or the UK, you can send money using PayPal, you can receive money, and that's the important bit, and you can send money between your bank account and your PayPal account, because PayPal is directly linked to your bank account, and that is how most of us know PayPal to work, is you hook it up to your bank account and you make seamless transactions between your bank and anybody you want to buy something from internationally. But again, if you come over here and you are living in a country like Rwanda, suddenly it all starts to look a little bit different. You can only pre-charge your account and send money out of the country using PayPal. There is no way to link it to your bank account to receive payment for your goods. So if you are an artist in Rwanda, the likelihood is, you just can't access the international market and receive money by selling stuff on Etsy or music platforms like SoundCloud, or I think Amazon works directly with your bank account, but that doesn't work either, and I'll show you that in a minute. So there's just no way to make money by selling your art digitally or otherwise online. And that is a real kick in the teeth for, artists again in developing countries. Okay, so you start to see the problems here. Just moving very quickly over KDP, which is Amazon's self-publishing platform, on which anybody should be able to publish their work and make it available for sale internationally. I've tried to do this with some friends who have publishing houses here in Rwanda, and we encountered a lot of problems. Basically, Amazon won't link the bank account, so they can't make a direct electronic transfer to a bank account in Rwanda. And therefore, what they do is once you've made over $100 in sales, they will issue you with an international check. Now, of course, the likelihood of a self-publisher making that amount of money straight off is quite slim. With me, I have a British bank account as well, so it doesn't matter how much money I make. It can just be a few pence, but it will still end up in my bank account eventually. But here you have to wait until it's over $100, and then they will send you an international check. But there are many problems with that. First of all, our postal service it's not great. You can wait anywhere from 3 weeks to 3 months for a parcel to arrive. I've had stuff that's arrived even after that. So it's going to take a very long time for you to get that check. And when you do, you need a dollar account to to cash it. And there are very, very few banks that will allow you to have a dollar account. And the other thing is the difference, the disparity. For me in the UK, I can have a personal bank account and I don't pay for it. I even have online banking, I don't pay for it. It's my personal account in the UK. It's just something that you get used to having. In Rwanda, every bank will charge you a monthly fee to have a bank account. They will charge you a monthly fee if you also want to have internet banking. You get charged processing fees on every transaction. So it is really expensive to have a bank account. And because of that, even people who have got a bank account are unlikely to also have a dollar account, especially if you're only maybe going to get one check a year for what you're publishing. Why would you add the extra expense of a dollar account to that? So of course, it becomes very difficult. Not only does it take you a very long time to get your money, if you get it and you don't have a dollar account, how do you actually physically get the money? You have a piece of paper that says you have $100, which is going to be a lot less than that, because I think that, I may be wrong, I think that Amazon charge a check processing fee, and then of course you've got the exchange fee, and then of course you've got the banking processing fee at this end as well. So by the time you've actually got the money in the bank, it's not going to be near $100. Um, the whole thing is just a bit rigged. So essentially, for me as a British author, I can attempt to get myself traditionally published. I have been. If a publisher takes me on, they will publish my work, make sure it becomes available to the world. If nobody wants to publish my book, well, hey, it doesn't matter. I can go and self-publish my work, and I can still put it on Amazon and make it internationally available and take the money. If I live in Rwanda, I can't. I either find myself an international publisher who will make my work available to the world, or I sit on it until I die, because there is no way that I can publish it unless I give it away for free. And that is unfair. And especially like a couple of years ago, the Kane Prize for African Literature came and had an awards ceremony here in Rwanda. And that was great, it's fantastic. But the majority of writers in that room and people who are interested in literature were Rwandan authors. And the world is never going to see what they write unless they get access to these mediums. And with audiobooks, if Adobe wants to block us out of the market, if PayPal won't allow anybody to get paid for what they create, I mean, maybe they have their reasons, but I can't help thinking that we are now in the 21st century. We're supposed to be fairly technologically advanced. We're supposed to be communicating around the globe. Shouldn't we have got just a little bit further by now?